little videos showing how to use Google Calendar, and I even looked around on YouTube to see if anyone did it the same way that I did, and I couldn't find anybody, which is fine, This is just my way that I like to do it, but I highly recommend it. Um, it's incredibly helpful for me to have my routine laid out so that I know every week and every day where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. There are a lot of different ways to manage your time that we're going to get into in SI, and I'll put up on this blog I just made. But this is like the golden tier for me anyway, according to me. So the first really core part of using Google Calendar, I think, is having different calendars for every different aspect of your life. So for me, I have organized my health, my sleep, SI, my own school schedule, all into different things, and I can make them appear or disappear. Primarily, that's going to be like your fixed versus your fluid commitments. So for something like a class where I know every week or twice a week I'm going to have to be in my international politics class from 11 to 12:15. I can't schedule that. I can't be like, yeah, I'll take that class on Sunday. It's not a thing. So I make sure that I have all my fixed commitments in there first. And for me, that was school and SI, and the rest of stuff generally. I mean, my choir rehearsal is always at the same time. I always want to be going to sleep at the same time. But then it was easier for me to decide when I was going to study. And you see that in the other YouTube video that I put on this post. But that person theoretically, decided, well, I'm going to study after class or before class. But then for me, I'm able to say, okay, well, when do I want to do my workouts? And that's going to be something that I determine when I get to do it. And it's not, I do like to do it on a regular basis, like generally at the same time each week. But it's something that I can move if I need to. So when it comes to making a new calendar, you can do the new calendar button, and then that's going to bring you to what you want to do. So say if I joined a volleyball team, which I'm thinking about doing, I might have my volleyball calendar. So, that's what I would call it. This is just purely for example. Then there's a bunch of random settings that you can have, and I don't necessarily, you can go through and decide if you want to add people. Like maybe I've got a friend from volleyball and I'm like, hey, I made a Google Calendar for us. Do you want to be a part of it? But that's not necessarily, you don't really need to do that. So these are, after I made the calendar, it brought me to my calendar settings. So I'm getting out of settings, and then I want to mess with this volleyball calendar. So let's say I want to make that probably a different color than what I have right now. So maybe I'll make it like yellow or banana. And then let's say I have volleyball practice on Fridays. I'm going to go to this red dot here in the corner. And the app is different, but it's, once you figure out how to do it on a desktop, the app is pretty self-explanatory. But so I'll say add an event, and then I'll say volleyball practice. So like I said, maybe that's on Fridays. So I'd pick a Friday. Maybe it starts next week on the 19th. And then it's from, I don't know, noon to 2. I don't know if that's really realistic. But, and then if it was an all-day event, you could make it that. But, volleyball practice, I really hope it's not all day. And then the cool thing that you can do is you can make it repeat. Maybe I have practice every day. Maybe it's weekly on Fridays, or I can customize it. And maybe it's Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. But we only meet for like 13 weeks. Or maybe we only meet every 2 weeks. So that's really cool in terms of being able to, set it and forget it. Like you put your practice in here once and you don't have to do it every week. And then another thing that's helpful, especially when it comes to like your drive time, is saying like where it is. So I don't know. It's not going to be a Gymboree, but it's at a gym somewhere, perhaps. Um, Ad conferencing isn't really necessary, but this is what I was talking about in the post is you can set a notification to tell you if I know my drive is a half hour generally, then I can have it notify me at 30 minutes, maybe even 45 minutes, and then I'm making sure I'm leaving on time. Now, this is the crucial part. I don't want to put it in the Danielle Anderson calendar, but I want to put it in the volleyball calendar. And then that's fine, like show that I'm busy. This section, the notes section, is where I would write the details. And for my study time, that's going to be where I'm going to put, like, finish chapter 6. Like specific goals. Specific goals are so important. So maybe I'll say, work on my serve, which I probably should. But then if I save that, it'll pop up. Let's make sure that everything is visible. I don't really know what tasks is. I don't use that calendar. But so then I'll see, oh, it's not on this Friday because I said it was starting next week. But then, oh, look at those colors. I'll see it next week and it'll give me the notification, hey, it's time to leave. But that's just really incredible, and I think it's really crucial. Where this is going to come in helpful for you guys is when you can put in these study blocks and you're going to be able to say, oh, I know I have to finish the Connect assignment. And so I only want to do like 10 problems out of my Connect assignment. Then maybe I want to do the classwork for the next section. And this is when I'm going to get that done. So having those specific goals and knowing when you're going to accomplish them. I like where to, like here I say that I'm going to the library. Other study blocks, which aren't in here yet, I might go to Starbucks. It's important to change your study spaces. But that's all I really have. That's sort of a really basic outline of how to use Google Calendar. It'll take you like maybe an hour, 2 hours at the most to set up your general plan. I did this before the semester started, and it's given me, like, it makes me feel like I have some guidance. Like I'm not just like floating out there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to get overwhelmed, but this allows me to know what's happening. So I just wanted to give more detail about why this is such a great tool. It's not for everyone, but I highly recommend that you all give it a try because it is really incredible. All right. And if you have any questions, again, you can always email me. All right. Thanks for watching.